Warlock almost looks like the big support class now. It's like the joke's on us. Like, you have to do stuff with a Warlock if you want extra damage.
Finally, Warlocks are finally being appreciated.
Well, we'll get into this more. I don't want to talk too much about it. It looks like if you have a Hunter, a Titan, and a Warlock, they're more synced up. Like, there's synergy between the 3 types, so they can work much better together instead of being separate, separate entities. Like, if you have 2 Warlocks and you pop, one of them pops the health regen, and the other one pops the let's do more damage standing in this thing, and then maybe you have a Titan that puts up the barrier that you can shoot over, and you have infinite ammo. Like,
infinite ammo?
Yeah.
Oh, because all you have to do is crouch down.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
There we go, now we're live.
Yep.
Who had the best orb generation, would you say?
Nice.
Hey,
I don't
everybody.
know.
Relatable.
Wasn't that one generating
Want me to send my
orbs?
girlfriend this? And then
Yeah,
we'll
we
get
were.
the show on the road here.
Well, we
Alright.
also haven't seen everybody's, like, all their subclasses, so we don't know how much
I'm live,
weight
man.
has
I
changed.
just got to tweet it out again. Slooz, are you talking on a phone from 1965 or something?
He's using a PS Vita.
Are you really using a Vita?
He's using a Vita in Canada.
Oh
He's,
my
yeah.
God.
He's
Canada.
reporting live from a hotel in Baghdad while they're taking bombs. He's like Wolf Blitzer. He's like Wolf Blitzer in 1990 during the Gulf War.
Oh my goodness. Alright, hold on. Let me just. Alright, tweeted that out. Oh, Zelito,
You just lost your
unknown.
entire fan
2
base on that
retards.
reference
Burn
right
92.
there. Like, what?
Navabear. Hey. Navabear. What's going on? Shiv. Shiv's with me right now.
I'm here?
And
Yes,
Easton.
sir.
What's going on, folks?
Keep in mind, Raider, there's probably a massive percentage of your viewers that have no idea what the Gulf War was.
They were too young for that?
Read a book.
Hey, what is my... County? Hold on, I gotta cash this in.
I mean, you can't blame them for not reading about something they weren't around for.
What's up, Enrique?
Yeah, but they read about World War II, so
Yeah,
it's
Alright,
not
we're
like...
done talking about this. Yeah, we're done
but
talking about
that-
this.
Yeah,
but that's
now-
a lot of
moving
games.
on.
Transmissions to the reunite shortly.
Hey, Big Fesh. What's up, dude?
Here.
Jaden says, so are the hunters complete SHIT in D2? No.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
No. Hey, what's up, How Cow?
Oh, no.
Teddy. What's up? Alright, make sure that's tweeted out.
One interesting thing, and then the Chain of Woe works proximity for your teammates on the gunslinger build. So if you're like maintaining stable shots, you spread Chain of Woe to your teammates, making them more accurate.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty damn cool. Like I said, like all of the abilities and little perks inside your perk tree are more synchronized with one another. Like you help each other out, because it was almost like having a Lord of Wolves, or let's say what's
Burn
the thing
92
that Warlocks
not
do
sure what we're
where
gonna
you're
do.
throwing more grenades.
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk
Song of
about
Flame.
what we did, because I played Destiny 2 and I captured it, and then I made a bunch of videos on it. Raider also here, he went to go play it, and so we're gonna talk about it. But also I've got a nice fact sheet with a lot of stuff that kind of talks like not thorough in terms of details, but we do get the PC specs and everything. PS4 Pro is not in 60 frames per second, but the PC will be, which I don't understand. Why is that such a problem for people? Like, I saw a number of tweets, people, if it's not 60 frames per second on PS, I'm not getting it. Really? Are you really not going to buy it because it's not, like, look, I get it that it looks smoother and it's more pleasing to look at. Stop it. PS4 Pro on even my BenQ, that's not even 4K, it looks delicious. People, stop it. These PC elitists, go play on PC, you can have fun. Use that mouse and keyboard, I'm not. I'm using my controller.
Give me 1 second, Mesa. I gotta do some shout outs to some new followers.
Go ahead.
Zed Gaming, Smoke You 2010, Mr. William Baggins 69. That's a great name. And Nick GA. Thanks, guys. All right, go ahead.
That's a 7-year-old username. Love it.
All right, so we're
On a
just
website that's what, 6 years old?
Go ahead, Mesa.
all right. So I guess like we should just kick this off. Let's talk about some of the stuff on the fact sheet. In fact, maybe we can
Can you
open
send me
up.
the link to that again? Can you send
Yeah.
us all the link in the in our DM?
Yeah. Let me try and copy and paste. I'm gonna slide into your DMs right now if I can.
Oh,
Disgusting.
Copy and I'll paste that into chat so we can then start talking about it. Going.
What's up, Howard?
Hey, Howard. Alright, alright, let me put it in the, right, pipe hitters ink. There we go. Put it in there. Alright, so PC specs I want to talk about. And also, like, let's try to take, questions from chat. Alright, take care, Marcus. The Warlocks and Crutches, and Hunters eating the Crutches. Oh, no. Alright, let's go through the stuff that we might want to talk about here. So, let's talk about, Davis story. Let's talk about PvP. Actually, if you're live on stream right now, you're going to get a nice preview of my PvP video, which is going to go up tomorrow. And it's a full review of the new game mode that's coming and the new map. And let me find the details there real quick. So the new game mode is called Countdown, and I'm just going to read this verbatim. Countdown is a new competitive mode where players spawn on either offense or defense, and when the round ends, you swap sides and roles. The goal is to plant a bomb at the enemy base, and then defend it until it explodes. Each round is worth 1 point. First team to 6 wins it. To revive a teammate, you must use a revive token. Power weapon ammo is only granted to the player who pulls it. Working as a team is a key to victory. Couple things. When you're playing PvP now, when you look at your radar, when you look at your mini-map, okay? Right below the radar, you're going to see a little word there. It's going to say market. It could say shop. It could say whatever. They're adding call-outs to this, right? So wherever you are, you can tell, you know, you can do a call-out and say whatever. It does the same thing when someone pulls power weapon ammo. 'Cause remember, guys, in Destiny 2, there's no primary special heavy. It's going to be kinetic, energy, and then power weapons. Now, this power weapon ammo is going to spawn, I think, in 2 spots. I think it was 2 or 3.
One
2
each
spots,
side.
and only 1 person can grab it. If you're on a team, you know, your fire team, there's 4 of you there. Only 1 of you can get it. So whoever gets it first. It will show on the mini-map. I mean, I'm sorry, in the kill feed, it'll show, hey, Raider XOF pull. It'll have actually the icon of what you pulled in terms of ammo, whether it was a sniper or a grenade launcher, something like that. And it'll say at the shop or at the market or something like that. Thanks, Panda Gaming. And then also, what else did I spot from there? So, okay, see, when you spawn in the game, you get 1 revive token. So there's where the strategy comes in, where you can decide whether, okay, do I want to use this revive token, or do I want to save it? If it's like, okay, you're last man standing, you're about to get wrecked by a few people, you're like, okay, do I really want to use this or not, or save it for the next round? Also, when you're reviving someone, as soon as you start taking damage, I believe it stops the revive. I don't know exactly how that actually works.
If you start shooting,
okay,
or
go for it,
if you start being engaged and you're taking hits, it cancels the revive. You are now engaged.
Okay, gotcha.
So there's no more rezzing while engaging. So people that use the claw in trials and, you know, wrap their finger around this rigor mortis controller, right? And they're doing all that good stuff where you got the scuff and you're doing certain things, you're able to shoot. Those days, as far as in that game mode, because we don't know if this goes across, I think it's going to, but in Countdown, you could not res and be decisively engaged. Once you're engaged, that's ball game. You need to fight back.
Right. Yeah. And then in the middle of the map, and this might be for all PvP game modes, it shows you who's dead, who's alive, and then also what subclass they are, and then if their super is charged or not. So just another element of strategy there, just in terms of, hey, you know, like, do I want to go to that point because I know there's going to be a golden gun waiting for me there. I did hear you in your stream before, Raider, say that someone popped their golden gun in PvP and it took 2 shots to down them.
To down a super guy.
Oh, to down a super guy. Okay, gotcha. Yep. My impression that I got from playing PvE and PvP, supers are going to be kind of toned down and not so much of a crutch in Destiny 2. Because, like, for PvE purposes, alright, there's no longer intellect, discipline, and strength, alright? When you put on your armor, you're going to adjust. That's where you're going to adjust your recovery, armor, and agility, right? So I noticed that we were kind of less reliant on supers in PvE and in PvP, you know, like for that matter. Because I feel like it's way like supers are way too much of a crutch just in general for both PvE. I mean, I think and PvP, I guess, you know, especially for PvP. I mean, like people just they wait to get their supers and then just kind of go on a rampage. But I did notice our supers were charging a bit slower. It could have been because of the armor we had. I mean, right now they wouldn't let us inspect any of the armor to see actually if you could get something that would give you, you know, either faster supers or. But you know, there's like little things like one of the perks for the gunslinger is the fact that if you start getting critical hits, it's going to replenish your grenade energy faster, right? So if you keep landing criticals, you're just going to get a whole bunch of you know, like nade spammage and stuff like that. My big concern for everything moving to 4v4 is that what the heck is the average player going to do, okay? Because my opinion, this is me making sweeping generalizations here, is that they want Destiny on the main stage, right? Look at Call of Duty, right? You got Optic Scumpy, Optic Nade Shot, Phase this, how many fucking, sorry. How many phases do they have? Okay, there's so many phases, right? Now, these kids, they watch them at the tournaments, they watch them compete, and they say, hey man, I want to go buy that game and play it. I was the same way back when I was playing Black Ops 2. I'd watch Scumpy every day and watch his pub stomping videos, and it would make me fired up to go play Black Ops 2. I bought all the DLC. So it seems like they want to move Destiny 2 in terms of PvP into the MLG area, which is great. Listen, business, it makes total sense. It moves a lot of units. It's the right thing to do. What about the average folk or the casuals who just want to jump on and don't want to be concerned with callouts, who don't want to be concerned with, do I have to use a revive token? You know what I mean? Like, will there be at least one game mode that is 6v6 or something? You know, I mean, I explain in my video tomorrow, my background is Killzone Shadowfall, you know? I was used to 12v12. In Call of Duty, I was into Ground War, which is, I think, 9v9 or 8v8 or something like that. So, I'm kind of wondering, I mean, I'm sure I'll like 4v4s. I mean, Chris, you know, C. Minnow got me into, you know, playing Skirmish, which I do have a good time with, but for me, the most fun I have is when there's the most chaos, which is Rift, Control, and of course, my favorite game mode, Mayhem Clash, which I think I'm the only person that actually likes that game mode. But, so Raider, what was your thoughts on PvP?
Keep your eyes open, Guardians. A high priority target patrols this area.
I'm not, you know, I'm like I said before, I'm an above average player, nowhere near. I mean, dude, there were 15 to 20 guys there that are tier 1, that were just amazing. And I spent most of my time kind of watching them, just to watch their movements and stuff. You played against Lumi, dude. You saw it firsthand.
Oh, dude, I know.
It didn't matter. So the one thing I talked about was it seems like movement's been toned down and slow for Destiny 2. It's slowed down a little bit for gunfights. It doesn't matter if you're a tier 1 guy. You saw Lumi face to face. He's still godly. Like, those guys are they're gonna be that good. There's no changing that. But the opinion that whenever I sat down with True Vanguard and talked to him about it and took his opinions, he's like, dude, it feels balanced. It feels good. The fact that only one person can grab heavy, the fact that True Vanguard said he played, I think, 3 or 4 matches, and he was always at the top of the leaderboard and struggled to get a second super. It means that your super, you have to be judicious in your use, you have to know when to pop it, because it's either going to really benefit your team, or, you know, if you get shot out of it, that could turn a match pretty easily. So you have to be really smart about your use of that. Also, it looks like PvP is even more, like, if you're going to go in there, and let's just take Countdown, you know, that game mode, for example. If the 4 of us are going to go in there, let's say it's me, Rumble, or me, Mesa, Claire, and Ninja, and let's say Claire's a really good sniper, then we have already designated you're grabbing. You know, if that's what we want to do. So you almost have to decide before you go in, like, if someone's going to grab the heavy or the power weapon, you've got that one person designated to do it. The other thing I saw is it looked like there was enough distance that the other team could not get over there and deny it. Because when the round starts, it just showed up, and then one person grabbed it, and went over there. One of the things that Vanguard pointed out, and I talked about this when I first got on, was when they first made Destiny 1 and they developed PvP maps, what they did, because Vanguard talked to the Crucible designers pretty extensively about this, was they created these spaces that were actually for use in Destiny PvE, and then they put PvP inside of it, which is backward.
Okay, gotcha.
What they are done now with Destiny 2 is they've made the arenas first. They built them thinking these are going to be PvP arenas, and then they laid the PvP inside of the already built structure of an arena that fits PvP. Because, dude, we all know there's plenty of maps in Destiny 1 that are crap. Like, the spawn points and all that kind of stuff. Nobody, from what we saw, was bitching about spawns or you know, where you were. And like I said, now it's all new, so we're all just really excited about stuff too. But his opinion was everything felt balanced. It was slowed down, but he thought it was good because it, you know, no more ability spam, because you have universal cooldowns across the board. You don't have to worry about, you know, coming around a corner and you're automatically taking a one-hit kill with a fusion grenade. Those, because I stuck somebody and didn't kill him. I mean, and you're not going to get two back-to-back unless there's some exotic that does that. I'm sure maybe that's coming. Right. But the biggest thing that he says is the gripe these days in the Crucible is ability spam. Like sticky grenades or supers. Those days look like they're over, because if a guy as good as True Vanguard is only getting one, maybe two supers, that's balance. And balance is what we're looking for. So if we're moving in a balanced direction, then we're moving in the right direction. Right. And that's what that looked like to me.
Speaking about maps, I adored that map. That map, and I say it in my video for tomorrow.
Was it Black Ops?
That map, I was like, someone was paying a visit over to Treyarch Studios, okay? Because that thing was a straight up Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 map, which is a huge compliment. I loved it. But it goes in line with what you were just saying, you know, with them, you know, designing PvE spaces and then turning them into PvP maps, you know? Which I do hope we do have some of that, you know, because I feel like, even though I love the map, some of it was a little hindering in terms of our typical movement, I guess you would say, with regards to gliding or, you know, blinking or jumping or stuff like that. There was lots of hallways, lots of rooms. I liked it, but I do have some concerns at the same time, and I wouldn't want every single map, you know, like to have that type of flow and stuff like that. Like, have some open ones, have some indoor ones.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will. One thing that, like, I heard people talking about is shotguns weren't one-hit kills. Now, again, we were in a controlled environment. There's changes that are coming. But I saw Holtzman, one of his videos, he shotgunned the guy, and I think he had to melee him twice to kill him. I like that.
All right, so that's another word around the campfire, is that melees in PvP look like they're no longer a one-shot kill. You either got to melee the person 2 to 3 times. I think it's 3 times if your melee's not charged, and it's going to be 2 times if your melee is like fully charged or something like that.
But that's where, when you're at that distance, when it's inside what we call Destiny 1 shotgun range, 7 feet or so, that's where your submachine gun comes into play. Because those things are awful at about 10 meters and out. But if you get somebody close and you're spraying them down, they're going to go down with a submachine gun if you've got good stability on there. Because those things kick pretty good. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, you know what? I was using the submachine guns in PvE, and I was just hip firing the whole time. And I tried it in PvP, and I got wasted, you know.
So Claire had a question. So what heavy did you ever pick up in PvP?
Shiv's got a question too, also. I picked up the grenade launcher. Just to have fun with it.
Did you one-hit? Did you kill anyone with it?
It took 2 shots to kill him.
Okay,
didn't one hit him.
Yeah. Yep. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do, because you know you could see a guy like Incooch or you know these guys that do you know lead with a sniper, finish with a primary. Like that could be like a new thing. Is okay, hit them with a grenade launcher, switch to your submachine gun, finish them off.
Yeah.
Also, and I know this isn't PvP, but in PvE, when I used the grenade launcher, it wasn't one-hit killing those things either, unless they were Scions. Like the big Centurions, the red bars, I wasn't one-hit killing them with a grenade launcher.
Yeah, because even, you know, like Golden Gun felt weak in PvE. You know, there was one yellow bar Centurion.
You weren't going to lay him out. You would have probably had to take 3 shots to kill him.
It took 2 shots to kill him, but I was surprised because I was used to, hey, Golden Gun in Destiny 1, murders everything within one
But
shot.
this is the thing.
You know?
Now you have 6 shots.
Yeah.
So I think that's the way they've toned it back. Is okay, yeah, you can take out that yellow bar. Now you have 4 more shots to take care of what else is around you.
Yeah, because we were sharing a lot of footage and stuff, and I was watching Zero Gaming. He was one of the YouTuber from Germany. I was watching his footage, and at one point he was firing it so fast, the golden gun, that it looked like he was firing the last word off. You know what I mean? I was like,
yeah.
I was like, this is
so the animation is at the hip.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. The animation for the golden gun, if you're not ADSing, is like hip fire.
Right. Which I did kind of like, though. Shiv, did you have a question?
Yep.
You said you
It's sexy looking.
Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt anybody.
Oh, sure, man. Go ahead, man.
So, well, you kind of reminded me of this. In the map, there's actually a noodle shop. I don't know if you remember.
The ramen shop, yeah.
The ramen shop, yep, from what Cade mentioned.
Cade, yeah. No kidding.
The real question was, do you think they'll ever add a mode that combines both PvP elements and PvE elements? Like,
kind of like Titanfall?
Like Titanfall?
No, not exactly. Well, maybe in the bounty game mode, that type of thing, but like have a Centurion in the middle that you get like 1,000 points for killing. Or
I don't think Destiny's gonna go that way. I think the Crucible is for Guardian on Guardian combat. That's what I think.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, I'd love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would absolutely love it. But maybe it could be something separate. You know, you never know.
yeah. Because Halo added something like that, and I don't play
In the
Halo,
PvP match, the map we were on, which is called what? What was it called?
It was called. Oh, I got it in front of
It's in
me.
that document you sent.
Yeah, it's called Midtown.
Midtown, which is a great name. There's a ramen shop in it, or a noodle shop in there, and remember in the first live-action trailer we saw, like Cade says, they destroyed my ramen shop or something.
Yeah.
He was ticked off by it, so it looks like an Easter egg that they just kind of threw in there.
This
Okay.
is my first favorite place.
They really?
in the city where you see the shop.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, I mean, like GameStop had all that merchandise, and then as soon as us dumb YouTubers made videos on it, they pulled all of it. And all I gotta say is, man, I am so happy that there are submachine guns, not because I want to use them, because when I made that, I was number 2 to make the video that, when that image came out on the Destiny the Game Twitter of him holding one, everyone was just ragging on me in the comment section, like, this is not confirmed, this is clickbait, clickbait, clickbait. I told Mike before we left, I was like, please say there's submachine guns. Sure enough, there are submachine guns. And they're fun. I mean,
Yeah,
just
you
kinda
gotta
hit
be
part of
close.
it.
Even in PvE, you gotta
Yeah.
be close. But they work. Like, I was spraying down Cabal with it. Now, trying to think of what else to say about PvP. I had some stuff written down here. Yep.
right. Yeah.
Right. That's why I'm saying, like, yep. Within 10 to 14 days of D2 coming out, there's going to be a Reddit post that's going to be like, if you want to be an agility-based Titan, this is what you're looking for. If you want to be high armor, this is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because what I think they did, and I like this, is it's a plus-minus game. Like, okay, you want to be fast, well, you're going to go down faster now, or you're not going to recover nearly as quick. Like, hey, that's great, you can make it around the map really quick, but, you know, you may only be able to take but so many hits. So you better take advantage of that agility. I think they'll also have a way that you could go a basic, like, let's say if it's a scale of 1 to 10, maybe you can have a 5-5-5. Like, you know, you have average armor, average recovery, average speed. So you're not real slow, you're right in the middle. Maybe there's a middle ground there. But I like the plus minus. Like, I want to be here, but by doing this, I'm going to forsake this.
Right.
Yep. And your weapons. Yep. Your... Yeah, you could see somebody that's a fast player running around with a, like, if they wanted to forsake armor or recovery and they wanted to be real quick, running with a submachine gun. And you're getting in people's face and doing things.
Yeah. So, just to touch on PvE, so the first story mission, which I uploaded today, now we got to play it, we couldn't record it, so I ripped it from the stream. One of the things, for me at least, the feel of Destiny 2, mechanics-wise, the way your character moves, the way the weapons work, even the loadout, it's very familiar, doesn't feel too different, but it looks like it's Destiny on steroids. The graphics are ridiculous. Like, when you're used to seeing these Cabal from Destiny 1, and now they look like they're on steroids. They have more detail to them. They got new weapons. The way they revamped all the lettering on the screen, like when you get your super or when you're looking at your...
Double sword guys were a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you know, like double sword guys, and you've got your, you know, those little dogs or whatever they were, those little monsters that kept running at you. That was a great addition. And it was so cool. And you can watch it on my channel, like the first story mission, but seeing the tower being destroyed, but you're seeing it in better graphics. You know, I mean, even though it's all on fire and everything, it's a tower that's just totally decked out in better graphics, and like the lighting is better, the shading, you know, just everything in general is a huge upgrade. And we were all playing on PlayStation 4s. I didn't really get to look at it at all on PC because I literally I got my footage.
I watched Data go through it.
So yeah, so Raider. So all right, so you know what? Let me read off the specs for PC, and then Raider, can you give us a little rundown? So, the PC will feature 4K resolution support, 380/20 by 2160, uncapped frame rate, full mouse and keyboard support with custom key mapping, text chat, adjustable field of view, detailed PC settings screen, 20:9 monitor support, PlayStation exclusive content. And also, I believe your character will cross over from PS4 to PC. My first question before you tell us about that, Raider, if you're working on PS4 and then you fire a PC, your stuff will transfer over just in terms of where you're at. Then if you play a bunch on PC and then you come back to PS4, is that all then going to go back to PS4?
I don't know.
Do you know that one yet? Okay.
That'll
be something. We'll definitely have to ask. But what do you got on PC, man?
Well, the one thing I pointed out is if you want to play PS4 optimally, then you want to get, and we're not telling anybody to do this because a regular PS4 is going to work fine. It looks even great on PS4 with probably a regular monitor, but if you want to optimize your PS4 gameplay, you want a PS4 Pro and you want a 4K monitor.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to look best, and it's going to look really, really good. It looks good regardless. I'm confident of that. The PC version does have more detail, the frame rate and all that kind of stuff. I don't care, personally. I'm not a frame rate guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing PC's getting that PS4 is not, so you're not going to miss out on anything. If you're a mouse and keyboard guy, then go to it.
Yeah.
The selling point for me is my friends are on PS4, and I'm not leaving them.
Yeah.
Like, this is where I met everybody, and this is where I like to play. I'm very confident with PS4. I understand the movements and stuff a lot better. Mouse and keyboard is probably just not for me. Down the road, maybe that'll change. There's a lot of guys that are gonna move. Like Briar Rabbit, I talked to him. He's like, I'm gonna do a lot of PC. Teft is also. Triple Rex said he's going to PC. It's just, it looks beautiful. It really does look really nice, but you're not going to notice a difference in PS4, except for the fact that one of the things that I pointed out, I think before you got on, was when we were playing the Strike, you know that open area you go to before you get to the spinning mine gears?
Yep.
There's a huge open area with like craters and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the biggest area. It's the biggest area I've seen in a Strike, because you could really spread out. You and your two teammates could really spread out pretty far. Yeah. And I took a second and just digested watching my teammate from a distance, and it looked authentic.
Right.
Like, the smoke and the explosions and everything looked, and this was on PS4, it looked incredible. And watching her shoot stuff and use her abilities, like, I stopped shooting and just, like, watched, and I was like, that looks very realistic from a distance. Like, it looked really cool. So PS4, like, I'm sticking with PS4, but PC does look really clean. But I'm not a frame rate guy. I'm not a big PC dude. I'm a Mac user. If you want to go PC and you don't have one, and that's the route you want to go, you're looking at least $800.
Yeah,
for the PC, for the proper processor to do what we saw, and I'm not gonna do that.
All right, hold on. Nitrous Cloth said Mike Zack, an art director, confirmed today that there won't be transferable characters for console and PC. Nah, man, we heard the opposite, and we were there. They said PS4 and PC. I don't know about Xbox though.
Not Xbox.
Yeah,
because
not Xbox.
PC is getting the PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah.
So Xbox ain't gonna do it. They can't just take an exotic from you whenever you get on Xbox and then come back over and then you don't have it.
Yeah.
But like, if I were playing on my PC, would I still be able to raid with the team?
I don't
And just
know.
Use my PlayStation as a communication.
No,
thing?
no, you won't be able. Now now I see where you're going with that. Like, you couldn't be on your PC and join my PS4 fire team. I don't think that exists.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's
You'd
not
be
gonna
with
that.
your PC
Yeah.
group. You could do stuff on your PC, like let's say you do a bunch of strikes and stuff, and it's my understanding that then when you came over to PS4, you could do that, but there's no way you're going to have a fire team of 4 PS4 guys and then your other buddy that you play with on PC and we're all going to do the raid. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. So moving on, let's talk about, all right, so we're getting new destinations this time, and I'm just going to read this verbatim here, guys. So you saw most of it in the reveal stream, but we'll just take a little deep dive here. So one of the new zones for Earth is going to be the European Dead Zone, the largest destination yet featured a lush forest, abandoned town, a cave system below the surface, and a Red Legion military base to explore and contest. And there's going to be Titan, one of the moons of Saturn, where Commander Zavala is regrouping at the hands of Ghaul. There is no land on Titan. Instead, players explore a series of Golden Age platforms surrounded by a rolling ocean. Reminds me of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Then there's Nessus, a strange and unstable plantoid that has been fully consumed by the Vex, where players will find Cade 6 is caught up in his own adventures in a stunning landscape, sheer walls, lush canyons, and creepy Vex caverns. Then there's Io, a moon of Jupiter, where Ikora Rey has gone in search of answers. Io is the last known site the Traveler visited during the Golden Age. It's now occupied by our enemies. So it looks like, just from reading that alone, before we just even talk about, like these destinations, they're spreading out the main characters. I got a feeling the main story and quests and all that stuff is going to be very lengthy, which is a good thing, okay?
Yep.
It's not going to be like Vanilla Destiny. I got a feeling Zavala is going to have his whole story and quest line. Same thing with Cade 6. Same thing with Ikora Rey. We're going to have to just follow them along because everyone, the tower's gone. The city's gone. So they've all, kind of spread out post Revenge of the Sith and went into hiding, because they're trying to rebuild, like humanity, which I think is a fantastic storyline, just in terms of where we're going to go. And then they said an all-new director, your guide through Destiny 2 and your search for adventures, lost sectors, new public events, and more. Players can pick a landing zone, explore, and seamlessly jump into other activities. Now, when I saw when they went through the reveal stream and they were showing some of the icons when you land like in a destination, straight up reminded me of Horizon Zero Dawn. And if you guys didn't know, I absolutely adored Horizon Zero Dawn. Could not put the game down. It looks like they're not going full-blown MMO, but they're trying to add a lot more of that type of stuff
in that direction
to the first-person shooter, which to me I love, because what's our problem within the Destiny community? It's not that we don't like the content; we burn through it like it's nobody's business. So I think that for me, I've always said it, like the destinations are beautiful. They're like Mars. I always bring up Mars, right? Mars is enormous in Destiny 1. Scablands, you've got the Harrows, you've got everywhere. Do I ever go to the Scablands? Do I ever go to Firebase Rubicon? No. I mean, I go to kill my major ultras over, like in the Harrows, and there's so much real estate that they don't do anything with. So I feel like within Destiny 2 that they're really going to push that. They want us just to find things, and since Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy responsible for the Taken King, which pretty much, in my opinion, revitalized Destiny 1 and really just made it leaps and bounds better with the whole infusion system, the questification things, kept us grinding, the raid and everything. I think them being at the helm of a full-blown sequel, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be amazing, I think. And just to, explorability and things to do. Raider, what was your thoughts on the PvE stuff that you played?
Well, I had an interesting conversation. So last night I was sitting down with, I think you were still working. Yeah, it was after you, I think, had your last smoke. So I went over and I hung out with Justin's buddy that we did Crota and VOG with, that you met last night. Dustin, I think his name was. And he brought some interesting theories and like holes in the story. And so from that campaign, this is going to be kind of like holes in Star Wars, right? Like the new movies, like, hey, how did this happen? Oh, we're just going to look past that. Like, my point being this, when we did that first campaign mission, Homecoming, and I was on a Warlock, and I popped my super, and all of a sudden now I have Dawnblade. Why do I have that? I should have my old ability. Like, I don't know how they're going to get around that, or they're just going to go deal with it. This is the way it is. Because what I think,
content you weren't shown yet.
Exactly. I think there's a chance that that mission, what we did, has already been completed, and maybe the first time we do it, we don't have those abilities. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but it's my theory that whenever you go find Zavala and Ikora and Cade, that's where you're going to begin the Sentinel quest, the Dawnblade quest, and the Gunslinger, because Cade's a Gunslinger, and so it's going to be like Taken King, where you're going to go find him, and then he's going to teach you this is how you become a Sentinel. Because the problem I had was the fact that, okay, I saw Zavala drop a bubble.
Yeah.
I think we're dealing. I think we're moving into a world where Ward of Dawn is gone, which is hard for me to wrap my head around. Yeah. That you're not gonna have bubble, because like my first thought was maybe we're gonna, and I talked to you about this last night. Maybe we have an offensive and defensive super for each guy, but if you look at, there's not enough room on that page, to do that. So, because I thought maybe, okay, if you wanted to be an offensive void guy on a Titan, then you'd be Sentinel, and if not, then you're gonna have the bubble. But if you look at the footage, there's a point where he's holding the shield out, and it is forming a barrier around him. We don't know what that barrier does. Maybe it is kind of like Ward of Dawn, like if you stand static and you hold that shield up, but. It's my thought is whenever you go meet the Vanguard, they're going to start those quests. So it's not just going to be like in vanilla Destiny where, okay, you start off, you're a gunslinger, you have no idea how you got there. They're going to walk you through all of that. Now, how you're going to get Nova and all that kind of stuff, because I know in the lore, Ikora Rey is actually from the Praxic Fire Order, so she's a known like Sunsinger. But then you saw her throwing bombs, and you've seen in the trailers she does all three. I mean, because she's done lightning as well. But I think we're only getting the 2 subclasses. I think we're gonna get exactly what you had in Destiny 1: a gunslinger and a arc strider. So you're gonna have, just like Destiny 1, you're gonna have solar and arc. For your warlocks, you're gonna have solar and void, and for your Titan, you're gonna have void and arc. And I think, in the effort to make more money and get you to buy DLC, you want that 3rd subclass, the Trials of Osiris DLC. You're going to re-unlock those, because we got those via going to Mercury and those types of things. So Sunbreaker or whatever it's going to be is going to come later. You're going to do an entire year of Destiny 2 on 2 subclasses, and I think that's a smart move.
Right. I absolutely adored the whole revamping of the subclass skill tree and nodes and everything. It was so much simpler, and
no
one thing that I was trying to wrap my head around was okay. So there was a number of perks, and guys, stream. If you go through I made guides for all the the 3 subclasses we were able to play on. There was a whole bunch of these things that you couldn't unlock, except it said you had. Pulling up a picture. it said, okay, like, line them up was a perk for the gunslinger. Precision hits with golden gun increases its damage and extends its duration. And it said, ability unlock, 0 out of 1, and it showed what looks to be a green shard. It looks like a green version of an exotic shard. Now I'm wondering, are those going to be things we're going to collect and then consume? Like maybe you gotta, if you want that perk, you got to use it either before a strike or before a play session or before a PvP match. I don't know. You know, because it would be a little broken if everything was completely unlocked. You know what I mean? Like, I think you got to pick and choose.
I think they're increasing the grind, and I think that's a smart move, which also leads me to believe, and I'm hopeful for this, is that when the game comes out, it's not a week before the raid starts.
Right? Yeah.
They're going to give us more time than that week. I think it's going to be I think, you know, they had a model that they had to stick to for Destiny 1, and I think they've learned, hopefully, I would like to see that they've learned, they go, all right, you've got 2 or 3 weeks before the raid goes live, and there's enough content there to keep you busy. Because if you want all those perks unlocked, you better get out there and grind it.
Yeah. Because if you have to grind for all those little shards or something like that, then you're really going to make decisions on, okay, when do I want to use those things? You know, which perk is going to be useful for me, and so forth.
So Metal Man put in here, I want defense and offensive subclasses. So do I. I thought it'd be kind of cool, like, if you have, like, Sentinel and Ward of Dawn, you have to make a decision. And my theory went so far as to go, okay, well, maybe Dawnblade's the offensive one, and then if you need the defensive one, they're going to bring back self-res. But Claire and the DM just made, and the point's been made over and over again, self-res broke the game.
Did it really? Come on.
Well, no, they... It didn't, from this point of view, Bungie doesn't want people to be able to solo the raids.
Yeah,
with one character.
Yeah.
So that's game breaking. So everybody that soloed raids, and you made the point over and over again, it's Warlocks doing self-res.
Pretty much, yeah.
And they need to eliminate that from the game because it just does too much stuff.
Right.
Wasn't there something called Phoenix in the Dawnblade though? There's some.
Yeah, it's their floating thing. Yeah, it was like descending Phoenix or something. It was whenever you were like dropping down, you would do more damage on the ground, like as you came down in your super.
I wonder if that's if there still will be implemented a self-res option of some kind, even if it's not that. It's brought back.
I agree with Claire. I think self-res is gone.
Yeah.
And Tef thought so too. Like I thought of Tef, he's like, I think it's done. Like selfish res it's gone. No more selfish shit.
Selfish res.
Selfish res. Well, you know, and plus people would solo. I mean, like if I solo the Nightfall, I generally go on my Warlock Sunsinger. You know, because you know it's instant. But yeah, you know, like you said, people solo the raids, and the raids are not meant to be. And since there's such a huge, I mean, like that was one of the big things they made an emphasis on in this, you know, this reveal is playing with other people. You know,
team. It's all cooperative. Like they're taking cooperative further, and I like what they're doing. Like to the point of the whole clan thing and bringing in solo players. I mean, they're doing everything they can to make the community as great as we know it can be.
Right after I kill these fallen, we're going to talk about, unless you want to start talking about it right now, the whole with matchmaking and adding the, let me pull it up. Public events, so, offered experiences,
Thanks,
oh, guided games. Okay, so a new feature that brings solo players and clan communities together to play Destiny 2's most challenging activities, including raids, trials, and nightfall strikes. Now, in the reveal stream, they did show a little bit of how it works, where you can basically kind of recruit people in it. My only concern with it is, what if the elitists and stuff, they recruit someone, and, you know, like, the poor kid gets in there, and then he's not, whatever, he's not, like, he doesn't have the weapons that they want him to have, or something like that, and then all of a sudden, that, you know, that person gets kicked. So, I like the direction they're going, because they, you know, bringing back Age of Triumph with all the raids back, you know, when my Destiny PS4 Facebook community just blew up with solo players looking, I think we're getting close to 50,000 people, I think. But it blew up with solo people who, you know, they weren't making the effort to find people to raid with, and now they are, because that's where, you know, the best rewards are right now within Destiny 1, you know? So it does kind of make sense. What do you think about this direction?
I like it. You're talking about like bringing people in that are looking for like to help people get to endgame, right?
Yeah, so sort of like, it's like a built-in LFG, sort of.
LFG.
Remember they showed kind of an example?
It cuts the legs out of LFG. Now, do I think there's going to be clans that they're going to be able to put in their paragraph all those ridiculous specs that they want, requirements? Yeah. Well, you're going to have people like us that are going to go, okay, what do you got? All right, we'll work with it. Like,
yeah,
you're a cool dude. Let's get in here. Like, we're a chill bunch of guys. You want to come in, like, if Ninja can't be on at 8 o'clock at night for some reason, yeah, we'll grab somebody, you know, and pull them in.
A fallen house with Vex technology
yeah,
is
I mean, the more people they can get. I love the fact that they were, excuse me, that they were saying, excuse me, wrong pipe, that your rewards and activities based on what your clan does is also tied in. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm in Resolute, so as long as everyone's playing and stuff. What are your thoughts on that?
So here's the... We talked about this right before you got on. So you got idiots like me and, you know, Claire, Ninja. We have a lot of hours in this game. A metric F-ton of hours. I like the fact that it's not just mindless grinding for me. Like, me doing all of this stuff is going to benefit my clan. Yeah. At the end of the week, or however they're going to do it, like, they're going to get a bunch of stuff because I'm out doing patrols. And so, you're always doing something for a reason. It's not just, oh, I'm just trying to level up this armor, or I'm trying to get motes of light. No, there's actually a reason you're doing it. Is it going to make me a little torqued whenever I work my butt off and Ninja gets some sweet weapon drop because I worked my butt off?
Right.
It'll be something, it's something else that we can laugh at, though. Like, Ninja can be like, yeah, hey, thanks, Raider, for doing all that stuff. That public event that you did just got me this, or however it's gonna work. I'm gonna be like, yeah, go stick it. You know, like, I don't care. But I like that, man, and it makes clans like even that much better. Like, we can go out and do stuff, and we know that at the end of whatever period, we're all going to benefit.
Right.
Is there a chance though that it could just be cosmetic?
Hey, Terry Halo.
It could, but I think it's gonna be anything. I think there's a chance it's like a legendary engram or something. I mean, we don't even know if
that's
we
a
don't
good
even know
point,
if
though,
engram.
You know what I mean? Because like, if it's tied to rewards that benefit you weapon-wise or armor-wise, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It's a little unfair. I kind of feel like, you know, if someone's not, say, pulling their weight or doesn't have.
But at the same
okay, you know what? Actually, like, that's a bad way to say it. Not pulling their weight, meaning that they have a life. Okay, they don't play Destiny as much as us. You know what I mean? But they're getting good loot because everyone else is doing stuff. You know what I mean? Maybe
so Halcal sent me some stuff saying about the factions. He says he saw multiple faction gear in the reveal of New Monarchy and Dead Orbit. And my question is, has the tick rate changed? I don't know how faction upgrades are going to happen. We didn't get any insight into that whatsoever. We didn't get any insight into factions at all.
Yeah.
Also, are raids 4 people now, do you think, because the PvT has changed? No. Raids are going to be 6-man activities because they're further emphasizing the use of a full team of guys, meaning 2 hunters, 2 warlocks, 2 titans, and those weapon okay, that's an interesting point, Halcal. Those weapon mods, what do you think they mean? You know what I'm talking about, right, Mesa? Like, there's a little icon that said, like, this weapon hasn't been modded yet.
I think I noticed it on. Where did you notice it? Like, which weapons? Like, in particular?
When there were certain weapons that you could pull up, and I don't remember, but there was like an icon on there that you could mod it, and I don't know what that does. None of us really know what it does, but I wonder if it's like another perk.
Yeah. It could be just another customization way of really making your gun your gun. Not, you know what I mean? You know, like, not just cosmetically, but also maybe, you know, like perk-wise. I mean, I really hope they have some sort of crafting system or something for certain types of weapons. Not every weapon in the game. I mean, they still got to keep that RNG loot dropping stuff. You know, because Ninja and I were addicted to the Division, obviously, for so long. And how much, like, Ninja, how many hours would we spend not playing the game because we were busy crafting gloves or crafting weapons to get the right rolls on them? You know what I mean?
70 to 80%.
Yeah. You know, that's all we would do. So, I mean, they put it in there somehow where it's like, okay, you could do some crafting of certain weapon types or a weapon.
Guided games is Tinder for Destiny. Yep. Swipe left for clans you like. I agree. Good point. Good point around 713.
Oh my god.
Going back to the little shard thing that you unlock more of your subclass for,
Yep.
I was thinking that maybe it could have been something where you start out with basically nothing, and as you
Yeah.
go along in the story missions and strikes, you'll get more and more of those shards,
Yeah.
unlocking more and more of your gear instead of just, as you were stating, that you would just do one for a certain amount of time. And you saw how it was broken up and bottom? There was the two different parts. Maybe you have to unlock, you get to choose what part you want to completely unlock, and then you have to either select those four or the top four. Bottom
Yeah.
four, top four, type of situation.
Yeah. What else? I love the new Warlock, the Dawn
Dude,
Blade.
Dawnblade. Oh my god.
Oh, another
And,
big thing.
So, go.
Just real quick.
Okay.
All the sounds are completely different, right? So,
Yeah.
the jumps you're hearing right now, stream.
You're immersed in the character more.
Well, the thing is that they changed every sound. So, like, your hunter jump does not sound like this anymore, stream. It sounds completely
Nope.
different. It sounds better, actually. You know how, like, they did
it's-
fine-tune weapon sounds. I remember they changed the sound of auto rifles, I think a month or two after the game came out, I feel like. And I remember I was like, oh.
They
I was
sound like they
what-
have more punch to them.
Yeah,
All the
I was like,
weapons sound
Shadow
like they have
Price
more
sounds
pop.
better now for some reason. So everything, like the Warlock glide, totally sounds different. The Hunter jump,
Titan.
yep, everything
Titan sounds different.
completely different.
Everything sounds more powerful. Like your scout rifle just sounded like
Yeah.
it was a heavy hitter, and it was a high impact one that had like doo-doo stability. I was using it because I like scouts, but it was a chore sometimes to keep that thing on target.
Because I
One of
can't
the things
stand the
that-
sound of scout rifles in Destiny 1. They just don't, I don't know, they don't sound like what I would think a scout rifle, Midas sounds like a scout rifle, but I feel like Tread Upon Stars, My Wounded and everything like that, they all sound the same. Same thing with hand cannons, like the hand cannons sounded better in Destiny 2. I feel like the best sounding
Go
hand
ahead.
cannons are going to be Hawkmoon and, what is the one from King's Fall? I forget the name of it already. Zalu's Bane or something?
Zoe's Bane, yep.
Zoe's Bane, okay. Those two sound amazing. Why can't all other hand cannons sound as good as those? Well, Destiny 2 is making that happen. They all sound better,
And how Cal? I don't know if there's like he's asking like will they reward veteran players with just emblems and shaders? I'm not sure how that's going to work. I think there's going to be something for us. Yes, I think bringing your character over is one way to do it. Like you put a lot of effort into this. You put a lot of effort into this dude. Like that's how it's going to work. And I'm getting to that here in just a second because how Cal asked.
Then I got a quick question from
He
someone
noticed
after that.
no more artifacts. Yeah, artifacts are gone because the whole int discipline strength thing is done, and in place of the artifacts you have the clan tag thing, which is going to be like your affiliation more or less, and that's going to be where I believe the whole guided games comes into play.
So then we got MNM asks, MNN 1932 says, Mr. Sean, do you think these new planets they're introducing are replacing the Moon, Venus, Reef, Mars, or will be able to play the old and new planets? I think we're just getting the new ones. That was the impression I got. I don't know, but I mean...
Pay attention to a lot of the cutscenes they've shown. There's two planets that at least get destroyed. It looked like two globes got blown the fuck up, and they're gone.
Good. Okay, good
Watch
spot
the
right
language.
there.
Sorry.
Yeah, watch the language.
I'm detecting lots of activity from the command
Jeremy
center.
Kyle says
I
everyone
think
was
you
saying the
dropped the
jumping
servitor
was way
jamming
more
just in
floaty than in D1. I would agree with that. Like the quote-unquote jumping puzzle that we had whenever we lit the spire in the strike Mesa.
Yeah.
I had to be a little more careful even on a hunter because I was like, I know I'm not going as far on my jumps. Obviously, I didn't have bones either, but like you had to be a little bit more careful. So floaty, yes. The sound, you're very immersed in the sound of the game. It's like you become more part of your character. Like I really enjoyed, like the footsteps are more pronounced. Everything sounds a little better. Movement was fine. It's just toned back. Like they just scaled it back a little bit, and I think that's in an effort again for balance in both PvE and PvP, so that everything's kind of on a level playing field.
If Kings detected house wolves
before
attack.
Yeah, they had.
But you couldn't talk. We didn't have mics. You couldn't talk.
Right? Yeah, no mics, everything like that. Elf David says, "What do you think happens to Xur in Destiny 2?" Well, I hope Xur
I hope he goes away.
Good...
Dead.
What? No. He has to come back. I'll tell you why.
No. I hope they change. Not that he goes. I hope he's different than his current economy.
Okay. Because Xur, you know, people ask me, like, why do you make Xur videos every day? Xur is for the person that can't play a million hours a week and would like to buy an exotic now and then. I realized that, especially when I did play on my Xbox One for maybe a couple hours, but, you know, like, my first exotic, I was like, oh, Xur is selling whatever, Starfire Protocol or something like that. Even though I don't like that exotic, I needed some sort of exotic for my Warlock at the time, you know? So I do see his value. I just hope he does get some sort of a revamp and stuff like that, you know? Like, I think, look, Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy and them, they're the ones that introduced the questification of things, and I think Bungie is well aware that we love exotic quests, so I get a feeling a lot more of the exotics are going to come from quest lines, I think.
Well, what about just giving him some... He can still have exotics or even legendaries, but what about something that's exclusive to Xur? Like, you want it, you only get it from him, and
That's
only
a good
if
point,
you
yeah.
bought it that week.
That's a good point, man.
Like, that would make you even want even more to seek him out every week to see did he bring that thing that only he has.
Yeah.
And we're not going to know until he shows up. I mean, unless there's going to be like a database that says, here's a list of stuff that only comes from him.
Now, my thing that I think will be really cool, but annoying as a YouTuber, is if Xur randomly spawns somewhere in the galaxy. Like, he's not just at one of the outposts. He's in a cave somewhere on Titan, or he's on a tree cliff in on Io or something like that. Cave. Literal ninja back at it with some literal... No, you know what I'm saying?
No, I thought I heard you say cage. I was like, holy shit.
But you know what I'm
Like,
talking
I'm
about.
just
You know what I
saying.
mean? Like, just if it's like totally random, we're spending an hour and a half finding Xur. You know what I mean? Because everyone's gonna like.
That's true.
Xur location.
Mad Raccoon brings up a good point that Xur gets lucky if the Cabal attack on a weekday.
Ooh,
He's not
what
in the
about
tower.
this? What about Xur having, for him, only exclusive quests or exclusive bounties?
It would be pretty cool if he had some quests.
I think
something special.
I think if they change the way that I think they're going to change the whole strange coin thing. The economy is going to change.
Yeah.
Because, dude, it got to the point where all of us had, like, what, 2,000, 3,000 strange coins. Like, except me, because Claire knows I blow them on Mesa Light and stuff, so. But, because I'm an idiot. But, it's just, I think the economy is going to change somehow. Maybe he's going to offer, like, you can buy legendary engrams from him, and there's a chance one of them can turn into an exotic. I don't know how it's going to work. We don't really know.
Yeah.
But Mark Cuban, which I like your name, Mark Cuban 1 says, how do you think the new weapon ammo economy, i.e. kinetic power and kinetic power and energy weapons, will impact the raid experience? You know, since we are basically made to choose now between a sniper and a rocket or heavy. I don't know in respect to the raid, but one thing I noticed in the strike is I cycled through weapons a lot. And I was happy going through the strike knowing I'm not just blowing everything away with a Fatebringer. It forced me to change weapons throughout the engagements and use different stuff. I felt like I was using my entire kit as a player. It wasn't just, my Fatebringers can get me through everything, and then whenever I have an oh crap moment, I'm just going to shoot a Galahorn. Like, that seemed like it's gone. Like, but we didn't have any overpowered weapons or anything like that. I mean, we're going to get stronger and stuff, but I liked the fact that I had to cycle through weapons. Like,
did you see they changed the look of the bricks for heavy and special and everything?
They're big.
That completely threw me off. I was like, whoa, these things have detail on them. It's not just like a little purple brick here. Arfino24 says, any news about the early beta when it is? You know, when we were sitting in the audience and Eric Hirschberg went up, first off, that's when I don't get starstruck often. When I saw him right there, I was like, holy... I was like, that's Eric Hirschberg. And he was giving his final, presentation, and he was talking about the beta, and he kept saying summer. I was like, come on, he's going to give us the date. He's going to give us the date. And then, all right, so let's go play some Destiny 2. We're like, no, tell us the date. I want to know when the beta is, I'm guessing the next thing we got E3. You know what? Let me look at my calendar. Guardian Con is at the end of June. E3 is in the middle of June, right?
Before. Yeah.
Right? Do we know when it is?
It's the 12th to the 13th to the 16th, something like that.
June 15th. So you know what? I bet July. I bet, man. I bet
I
it's gonna
talked
be
to
July.
the PS4 guy the guy, the tall dude that was hanging out with us quite a bit.
Okay, Dave.
That was at the table with us at the end.
Yeah, Dave.
And he's going to E3. This is his speculation. He believes the alpha is going to drop on July 12th, and it's going to be 4 days, just like Destiny 1, and or June 12th. It was June 12th. The alpha is going to drop in June, and the beta is going to drop in July, because they want to do it. They want to do it after Guardian Con. Not that Guardian Con really matters to them, but they, you know, they don't want all their content creators at Guardian Con and then they drop the beta.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be good.
Big Fesh, I did see that on Twitter. Someone posted, they looked at our glimmer and I think our marks, where it looked like it showed 7/17/17 or something like that. You know, like that's kind of an Easter egg saying that the beta is going to be July 17th. I don't know, but Raider, you keep saying alpha. I mean, have we heard anywhere? Are we getting an alpha or just beta? I mean, because they just keep saying
they had an alpha
beta.
before, and it was 4 days, and that's what that dude that works for that PlayStation magazine, PS4, some magazine or something, he thinks the alpha is going to come after E3.
But he knows we're definitely getting an alpha?
No, he doesn't definitely know.
Oh,
it's his speculation based on what we saw with Destiny 1 that that's what they're going to do, and you know, he thinks that they're going to make that strike that we did available.
Okay,
and they're going to announce the PlayStation exclusive strike at E3.
Yeah,
and you're not going to be able to play it, but they're going to. That's going to be, hey, behind the curtain. This is what all the PS people are going to be able to do.
Yeah, Panda Gaming. Yeah, Destiny 2 is pretty much optimized for PlayStation PS4 Pro. It's going to look amazing. I mean, I have a BenQ monitor, the gaming monitor. I might look into see if BenQ makes a 4K gaming monitor that has the same 1 millisecond response time or something, you know, just to take advantage of it, you know. I mean, you know, like I used to make fun of myself saying that, you know, I don't really care how it looks, you know, as long as it plays, but when we played Destiny 2, man, that thing looked ridiculous. I mean, like, I'm looking at the graphics here, and the graphics aren't bad within Destiny 1, but it's clear this game's from 2013. You know what I mean? When you play Destiny 2, you feel like the feel, you're playing Destiny, but the looks, though, it's like it's on steroids. You know, you're playing Destiny in 2017. And as the joke that's going around is that the Destiny 1 was a 3-year beta, basically. Yeah, Big Fesh, yeah, console is going to be 30 FPS, and if people want 60 FPS, they can play on PC. But you know, like what Raider was saying, I mean, for me, I run all Macs. My MacBook Pros, that's what I make videos on. My iMac is what I stream on, and I record my Xur, Arms Day, live commentary stuff. I have a PC laptop that I bought to do, like, PvP facecam stuff, but I really don't use it. And to be honest, guys, like, once you get used to using OS X, it's impossible for me to get used to Windows again. I just can't. I mean, like, the last Windows I used was Windows XP. And I know that makes me a fossil, but I always say that iPhones and iPads are gateway drugs to getting Macs, because once you fall in love with iOS on Macs, for me, I mean, I can render a 10-minute 1080p video on this MacBook Pro in literally maybe 2 minutes tops. If I boot my MacBook Pro down to total shutdown, that thing will start up in about 20 seconds or something like that, you know.
Cruelty Sin was like, so this was basically a 3-year beta. That's the joke, but yeah, and I'm fine with that. To make a balanced game for Destiny 2, the fact that, because what's a beta designed to do? They want you to break it, and we absolutely broke this game in 3 years. Over and over again, we broke it, because they had to change things all the time, because I mean, it's an experience, right? And we were the experiment, and we broke it, and I think they've made a better game. Now, as far as Halcal says, Halcal asks,
I highly doubt that, dude.
What?
No, he's like, I will never get a Mac. I can build something cheaper and perform better. Yeah, but the problem is, you have to deal with Windows. And I'll tell you right now, OS X blows away Windows. And especially as a content creator, I need to be able to use Photoshop and Final Cut Pro and other, you know, like different programs to make content. And when I watch all those folks on PCs, even with the best PC that you're going to spend whatever, how many thousands of dollars on, nope, never going to do it. It's way too easy to make movies on Macs.
Halcal says his least favorite part of PC is all the data mining, so leaks are coming. Halcal,
yeah.
The big announcement that happened at the end, the big announcement that happened at the end was the fact that Blizzard is involved. Blizzard, if you're cheating or if you're doing any kind of data mine that's outside the scope of the game, they don't play like Bungie where they slap people on the hand. No, they perma-ban your ass, and you better go buy a new modem and a new computer because they got your MAC address and you're done. So the fact that they're not gonna play games on the PC side. We're gonna be fine.
Trace all the way back to your actual address if you're not spoofing your location. Like they're
and as far as
vicious.
max light, we have no idea what max light level is. Yeah. But I'm not. As soon as Blizzard got involved, that's when there was a big round of applause because everybody knew. Because what is it called? Battle.net. Battle.net controls everything, and they will smash cheaters. So I'm not worried about data mining.
They have a lot of anti-cheat already built into their infrastructure, so they're definitely ideal in that case.
Yeah.
But that's not anti-data mining. People data mine Overwatch all the time, and they don't get punished.
It's
But I'm talking about data mining.
But they're talking about spoiling. Data mining is spoiling.
Dude, people are going to be able to data mine PS4. If you're telling me what quests are, fine. Okay. Yeah. Data mine it. Like, I don't care. But
it's a lot harder
breaking
to data mine
and
PS4.
Breaking and cheating and stuff like that, stuff, I'm not worried about that.
They're going to be destroyed if they try to aimbot or anything.
They'll crush your MAC address, man.
They'll crush you for an auto clicker. They don't care. And people bitch about it, and it's like, well, tough shit. Like,
so do we know exactly what Blizzard's going to be doing with regards to Destiny 2?
They're probably just going to be running the platform. That's about it.
Managing the PC side of things. I mean, that's what their statement that they released said, is that they want to handle the PC side of things to free things up for the Bungie devs.
And this is on the point that, because I spent a long time talking to Say No to Rage, he's very excited about Blizzard getting involved because he thinks Blizzard is involved in 3 of the biggest games, like on PC, was like World of Warcraft, Overwatch, and there's another one, and 2 of them are big-time RPG grind games.
Diablo.
And he thinks that because Blizzard's involved, it's going to make the PS4 and Xbox experience better, and we're going to go more down the RPG MMO route, which I think all of us here wouldn't mind. Like, grind is what we like.
Yep.
As much as we may hate it, like, grinding stuff is fun. I enjoy it. And if the PC can push the community that way, I am absolutely fine with that. And Blizzard's behind those types of games, and I would love to see Destiny. I don't want to craft food and shit stuff. I don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. But, doing things with weapons, I think that'd be pretty cool.
It also legitimizes them as an MMO to be working with Blizzard. I mean, there was the talk of them having worked with Blizzard in the early development. Like they said, one of the others said they had a meeting with Blizzard to discuss the development of Destiny. And then now they're actually involved in it. That brings a lot more legitimacy to them.
Not only that, but because it's Blizzard, and Blizzard has done this for most of their games, there's probably going to be a PTR, which means they're going to be able to push everything out, like all the Crucible updates, before it goes out on main servers so they can test it there. Which means Crucible's going to be a lot cleaner, PvE is going to be a lot cleaner, there's not going to be many balance changes that are going to destroy things for weeks.
Do you think that Bungie's actually going to want to test stuff out on PC before they implement it on PlayStation?
Well, it's not even on PC, it's a PTR, it's an entirely different thing. You have to manually select PTR. So, it's not even going to be out until they want it to be out.
Oh, that's right, stream. This is Urn of Sacrifice. This is that, Lurk quest.
That was a great mission. From a great mission.
That's all gonna kill me. Help again.
Great mission. That's all gonna kill me.
Let's see, what other questions have we got? I mean, like, what else can we answer, you guys? I mean,
one thing I wanted to point out was whenever we were talking about War to Dawn going away, it almost feels like then Warlocks have become that buff, which I kind of like the shoes on the other foot, right? So it's almost like if we needed to do max DPS against a boss, like you can just kind of look at forward look at it, like backward plan and forward look at at an engagement against a strike boss or a raid boss. You could see 2 Warlocks, both of them hit hold down circle. One drops the health regen. The other one drops the we do more damage, and then you have a striker titan put up that barrier, and then you start getting after it. And maybe you have the sentinel that uses that shield. Maybe that provides some kind of buff. I think they're moving toward a more we need to work together to get through stuff, and I like it.
I did love those little side things, you know, that little side ability thing where, you know, so if you look at the bottom of your screen, you've got your grenade, you've got your melee, you've got your new little abilities in there. But, I mean, that was pretty sweet. I'm going to die here. With that whole Warlock, you know, put that in your little plate there. As long as you stay in it, or an ally stays in it, you can either heal yourself, but yeah.
And it was about the size of Ward of Dawn. It was big.
Was it that big? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was small.
It was pretty big. You could get at least 4 guys in there.
Yeah.
So Big Fish or Big Fesh just said that someone in chat apparently a video in GameSpot shows Ward of Dawn. So I'm trying to look that up.
Dude, I'm telling dude. I hope so, because I love Ward of Dawn.
I mean, Ward of Dawn is essential for certain strikes. I mean, it's not as much a crutch as it is like Sunsinger for self-resing and, you know, getting that last person, you know, to come alive.
Bubble didn't break anything. Did they?
That was Zavala.
Was it Zavala, though, in the cinematic? See, that's what I'm wondering.
That's before the Travelers were blocked off. What I'm wondering, though, is, and it harkens back to you saying we're definitely doing less damage than before. And somebody was asking about the raid. Does that mean then is the raid and all of a sudden it become more mechanically heavy? It's not about having like
it's Luke Smith, man. What do you think?
You know it's going to be mechanically heavy.
Mechanically heavy if your weapons don't do as much damage as they used to. Definitely shooting a lot harder.
Yeah, get ready to reap the whirlwind in that raid, man.
Because if you can't carry a rocket and a sniper, you got to choose between one or the other. I mean, definitely you're going to unload the rocket, but then what do you do with those other 2 weapons that are clearly not doing enough damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Cupcakes. Like, everything we saw that was like cinematics. Here's another point that, so when I was sitting down with Justin, when in the story mission Homecoming,
I'll be right back.
And Zavala pops that bubble, Cupcakes, I looked in the bottom left-hand side of the screen and it didn't tell me blessing, armor, or weapons of light. There was no
just
buff.
Popping a generic bubble.
It was just a bubble.
But it's being popped by an NPC. I don't think an NPC is supposed to give you a buff. Because they said he's
yeah, he was also like standing behind a wall while I'm fighting. I'm like, dude, like turn around and shoot or something.
Like
I looked at him for like
NPC.
a second, like,
He's
I was like, bro, like get in the fight here.
You got this. Don't
But
worry.
I don't think there was any
support.
like gameplay footage that actually showed it. I think it was all cinematics. I would love for Ward of Dawn to be in there. If somebody has like a GameStop thing or whatever, Game Informer or something that says that they saw Ward of Dawn, I'm certainly interested in that. Maybe it's the shield, man. Because you see that portion where he's holding the shield with both arms up and it's forming a barrier that's like, you know, maybe 1 or 2 meters on either side.
Ooh, would it have to maybe work like Zavala's bubble did? Because remember when Zavala popped his bubble, he didn't just pop it and then walk out of it. He popped it and he's like holding it there in place while he's getting hit. Like, are we gonna have to? If you're popping the bubble, does that mean you're
The Metal
out of
Man
the DPS?
saying
You're just
in Homecoming when Zavala popped his bubble, it did make orbs. I wasn't noticing that. I did see when Ikora Ray threw her Nova Bomb, it didn't give me any orbs at all.
The A game,
she killed him with that Nova Bomb when she was hanging out over the edge, so they probably fell off the ground.
That's true.
The A game, I don't think we're going to see any ship combat, man. I think that was just in the cinematics. There's going to be too much to do on foot. I don't think they're going to have anything like that.
The Devil Splicers have used Siva to
It's hard for me to wrap my head around Destiny without a Ward of Dawn. Like, that just seemed like one of those things because it's so built into the lore with Saint 14 and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's hard for me to think that they just said, all right, yep, remember all that stuff? Like, that's all gone. I don't know.
What's happening to the new supers? What's happening to, like, the tether? Stuff like that.
We don't know, man. I think everything's getting reworked, and all the reworks have been pretty darn cool. I mean, everybody now is calling Arc Strider the pole dancer.
Yeah, because they had everything.
Called the Blade Dancer the pole dancer, though.
The build that we played on.
They're just, like, bringing that into life.
The build that
Dubious Volley was in there.
The build that we played on, though, they really went out of their way to make sure they locked. We couldn't inspect armor, we couldn't inspect weapons, we could not inspect the director, we couldn't inspect anything.
You'll
they
probably
really
be able to inspect all of that, though, in the beta.
Yeah,
You
so
got to
all
play
that we
basically
saw,
the alpha.
all we saw was that, I mean, this was bare bones. There could be a lot more stuff they just haven't, like, there could be faster reload arms.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, also, I mean, like, the load-in screens, because now the planet is, like, from above. It's not actually, you know, it's like you're not looking down at a planet. The load-in screens, when you're just sitting there in orbit, looked amazing. And now, actually, they have a new feature stream that you don't actually have to go to orbit if you want to go to another destination. You can go somewhere else, actually. I mean, you could just go into the menu somehow and just go right to that destination. Like, you'd have to, if you're on Io and you want to go to Titan, you don't actually have to, go into orbit, then find a destination. You can actually do that all in the, right within your menu.
Now, somebody on here did say, I was thinking that the new abilities in the first mission just for the reveal, maybe it went away when the Cabal takes a light. You are going to lose all your abilities. I'm pretty darn confident that there's going to be a period where you lose all of your super, like, you got nothing left, and that's when you got to go meet your buddies, and they're going to send you on a quest to regain your abilities back. I think we're going to be, because you saw, like, in the cinematic, like, they could barely walk.
Looks like Taniks's ship is intact. Get on the lift.
Sure, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Talks.
Yep.
How is that possible?
Marco.
Maybe Tanix was more machine than we thought. He's not alive. Perhaps he never was. Tanix's jamming field is still active. We'll await your light on
the
the
Mortar
other
Dawn's
side.
gone, and so is Self-Res.
The load-in times seemed faster. The load-in times definitely were faster. Fun.
That changes a lot of things too. If we're not going to need to be worrying about who's buffing us and debuffing the enemies, if that's the case. I mean, who knows? There may be a ways to do that, right? But right now, it doesn't look like it.
Panda Gaming asked me what my favorite planet was. We didn't get to really explore, man. It was just one of those things where we got to play the Strike,
which was on Isis, right? And that was cool looking. Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool looking. Like, there was like a black garden part.
Yep.
Where you ran through and you saw all the red flowers and stuff. I was like, man, this is really cool looking. Yeah, I didn't do it.
Yeah, there was a number of like those crossroads and timekeeper, like those portals that you would fly across the map for it. So it had a lot of mechanics.
Metal Man brings up a good point. He's like, Zavala in one cinematic tells the Guardian, if the light can return to you, maybe there's hope for us all. So there's something built into the story where you're going to get yours back.
Yeah.
First.
Yep. And you're going to be like the guys that lead everyone back to the light or something.
Oh, this is YouTubers, commenters' dreams. First.
What was that?
First.
Mark Cuban, like, dude, I think seriously, unfortunately, you got to look at it like it was a 3-year beta. I don't think they're forsaking all the previous lore. They're going to try and figure out a way to wrap it back into it, but I think there's a chance, dude, you're going to start with a Dawnblade Super, and they're just going to go, yeah, forget about how you got that, but we'll show you how you're going to get it back. I like that they opened up the door that Zur always stood in front of, and it's a market back there.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
As soon as that door opened, that the where we were watching it live, the place erupted. Because it was like, the door's open, like there's a market back there.
It did kind of look like also this old map from Modern Warfare 3, I think it was. That whole area back there. Yep. I got the name of the map though.
Does that mean they're connected universes? Conspiracy?
No, Ninja, stop, please. Let's do it.
That's true. Like, where is the speaker?
Oh,
I
he
think we're
died or
looking for him,
disappeared.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
that was so
looking
funny
for
is
him.
as soon as she said he's gone, it's like, oh my god, they just killed him off camera, and it's like, I'm going to get him. Oh no, wait, never mind.
Ikora went to go find him.
Oh yeah, and then she Nova bombs his ship.
She Nova bombs. Wait.
She gets pretty peeved.
So
I'm
we were
going.
also speculating. When I was sitting down with Justin's friend, we were like talking about, and this is like way outside the realm of anything, like where the raid's going to occur. I think it's going to be on the Traveler. We're going to the ship that's lynched onto the Traveler.
Oh, that's not a bad speculation.
I think there's a chance we're going to resecure the tower,
We gotta go where Ghaul
and
is,
we're going to make our way from the tower to that vice grip that's on the Traveler, or from the tower. We're gonna work our way from the tower, hopefully, onto that vice grip. Yep, onto the Traveler hugger, and that's gonna be where the raid is. And I think that, and maybe there's gonna be parts on the Traveler that we're gonna fight. I mean, dude, this is all like way out there, but that would be pretty cool. But one thing that, like,
Asher's fight.
well, your character goes on there and Gary's there, and he's like, you know, your mission ends now. So I'm guessing he's. I mean, this is all like absolute
Did they cut you guys
speculation.
off
But
there, or did
Yep.
you get to see the
Nothing
rest
more.
of what happened?
Panda Gaming,
Nope,
to be
nothing
honest,
more.
I really don't have Halo experience at all, man. He wanted to know, is Destiny do Crucible like Halo? I think they're trying to make it more like Halo with the whole power weapons thing and really choosing what you want to use, but maybe these guys in my party can speak to it. I never played Halo. I played Halo 5 and that was it. I tapped out of it rather
Bloomberg
quickly.
talked to me yesterday, and he said the thing he doesn't like right now is that Destiny looks like it's becoming a lot more like Halo. I don't know why he doesn't like that, but that's just something that he said. Is that?
Yeah, I would hate for something to be as successful as those games were, because they were pretty darn successful.
I know. I don't know why. I'm just saying what he said.
Wasn't Halo 2 the game where they introduced submachine guns?
I'm also like hoping that the raid has more than 3 bosses, 3 big encounters. Like, I want it long.
I would love a long raid, that's for sure.
Also, there were vehicles guys were in. Like, you saw from one perspective, somebody was inside a tank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's cool. That's a neato burrito.
Fight mechanics over here. I'm gonna get away.
Mechanics perfected.
But everything
Urza's the
felt really
uninterested.
good, man. Everything felt really good, man. The whole experience, PvP, the strike, and the campaign mission, everything felt very, very Destiny. And yeah, I can't get over how cool Dawnblade is. Like, Dawnblade is awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Not overpowered though, right? Just
And-
awesome.
Yeah. It was really cool.
What were the names of the wolf-like creatures in the story? You know, I don't know. I gotta go back and
I
look.
didn't even, yeah. The
Look
dogs.
through the footage actually. to
They
see
took a
what-
couple shots too. Like, they didn't go down quick.
Yeah, they didn't. Actually.
They weren't
They
like
have a weird
Thrall.
crit spot
Which,
or
speaking of
crit
which,
spot
can you
in
imagine
them in head.
Destiny without Hive? Because did anybody see any Hive?
I didn't see any Hive. I saw Vex and I saw Cabal, and that was it.
And Fallen.
They
There's gonna be
hinted at
Fallen.
Hive in the trailer that was showing the different planets and stuff. There was
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
catacomb that looked like there was Hive stuff growing around.
If it's a
it.
moon, yeah, if it's a moon.
Maybe.
Yeah, I just can't
Yeah.
imagine Destiny without Hive in some way, form, or fashion. But there will be Fallen, Mesa, I'm thinking, in the European Dead Zone, because that's still Earth.
Oh yeah, that's even more likely.
I mean,
All right, stream. Listen,
when
I'm gonna
we-
cut
when
this
we
stream down.
play on,
We're gonna continue the chat for a little bit. I'm gonna be going to sleep shortly here. But if you guys don't want to hang out with us, let me put Raiders Twitch in the chat right here, because he's probably gonna be going for a while. I'm going to bed soon. But let me put Raiders chat.
Turbo
in
says he saw a Hive Knight.
here.
I think in one of the.
I'm gonna cut this stream, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I got a whole bunch of more Destiny 2 videos going up tomorrow into
the dogs
Sunday.
were called War Beasts.
But I'm gonna cut this stream because we just want to, just kind of talk about some stuff here, and then we'll continue the conversation. I'll probably tap out from Raiders stream in about maybe 15-20 minutes. But go over to the link I just put in chat. Make sure you hit that follow button and come and hang out with us. We're gonna keep talking Destiny 2. So that's it, guys. I'm out of here. Like Vladimir. And